Hey collective, it's me. Here to do I have a message. I have a message. I'm not reading tarot. I have a message. So I was doing my evening reading and I wanted to share it with you guys, okay? And I was really feeling pulled, to do it, and then I said no, I'm not going to do it. And then my blinds started flapping. And I started, that was like, I started getting this inner turmoil inside of me. And I'm like, come on, Spirit. God want me to share it with you. I'm going to share it, right? And I feel like it's important because it stirred up something inside me, right? So, remember that time is fluid. So whenever you see this message, it's when you're meant to see this message, okay? This message may not be for everybody. And I'm all right with that, all right? But I'm being called to share it with you guys. So I'm going to share it with you guys. All right, today's October 21st. That's the reading, that's the date. It says religion or Christ. Right? Ephesians 2, verses 1 to 10. For it is by grace you have been saved through faith. And this is not from yourselves. It is the gift of God, not by works, so that no one can boast. And I say I wanted to share it with you guys, right? Because when I think about, how I healed, like from my addictions, from my abuse, all of that stuff that I've gone through, prior to these last, 2 to 3 years. Anyway, when God put me by myself, right, there was nobody around me. You guys know how I cry and weep about, not having no support and stuff like that. Here's the hit, right? Because this is what I got out of this, right? He had me by myself, and he showed me that he was going to heal me, which he did, and he was going to show me how to continue to heal myself and to help heal others. Let me tell you something. Had I went to a treatment center or something like that, they would have got the credit, right, for helping me, for guiding me. God said, listen, so that no one can boast. He put me by myself. He did the work he did on me on the inside out. He taught me how to do it myself, to maintain it. All right, just like when you're going through a treatment program, they teach you how to maintain it, right? You go to meetings, you get a support group, stuff like that. I meet with my Father daily. Understand that. I don't care what you see on the outside. I maintain this grace, this mercy my Father has given me, and he has taught me how to help others with it. With this journey that I've been on, how he prepared me for this before it even came. Understand? All right. So, I could skip this part. Nope, I'm going to read it all, okay? So y'all bear with me, and if y'all don't want to sit and listen, that's fine. Mary works hard because she wants her boss to recognize her accomplishments, right? And reward her with a higher paying position. Nancy loves her job and the product her company sells, and out of loyalty, she works hard to make the product better. So one's working for the money, and one's working because they genuinely care about what they do. Okay? Mary is like the person who hopes that the good works or religion will be rewarded by God someday. Such people count on their good deeds to get them into heaven. Nancy is a picture of those who have faith in God to get them into heaven. Such people do good works out of gratitude and love for Him. Someone with religion may believe in God, attend church, say prayers, show kindness, and be seen as a good person. People with religion have many good qualities, but religion is not a substitute for faith in Jesus Christ, and it is not. That's a personal relationship with Him. The Apostle Paul said that the way of salvation is by grace through faith. It is not of works, but it is the gift of God. The only way to the Father in heaven is through faith in Jesus. Do you choose religion or Christ? I'm not trying to argue, battle with nobody about the difference and none of that. I'm just trying to relay a message. The message is, God is the healer. And when he's ready to prepare you, and when you read here, say he's going to prepare you for the good works he's already, doctrine you for. All right, he's already. And then I said, now, to prepare me means all that I've already gone through. Hear me now. The journey was to prepare me to be here where I am right now today. He taught me how to maintain this grace and mercy he's given me. He also taught me how to share it with you all. Now, I didn't want to come and share this message. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't want to. It's not that I'm afraid of you knowing how I feel about God, because, listen, that's a known fact. It should be. But the fact that sometimes I'm going to have to do some more research. Because I have to separate. I still sometimes feel like I want to protect it, right? My relationship with God, and I do, and I let you know I love him, but as far as how I get down with him on a personal level, that's my personal business, because that's why I'm the secret keeper and you're not. Okay? Because I don't tell you everything I know, and I'm not supposed to, because you're supposed to get up and have a relationship with him by yourself. All right, let me just get on in here. Made alive in Christ. All right, this is Ephesians 2. I think it's Ephesians 2. Or what? Ephesians 2 verses 1 to 10. All right, listen. As for you, you were dead in your transgressions, okay, and sins, in which you used to live, when you followed the ways of this world, and of the ruler of the kingdom of the air, the spirit who is now at work in those who are disobedient. All of us also lived among them. Absolutely. We still the same people. We just decided we ain't going to follow that way. Understand that? Okay, all of us also lived among them at one time, gratifying the cravings of our sinful nature and following its desires and thoughts. Like the rest, we were by nature objects of wrath. But because of his great love for us, God, who is rich in mercy, made us alive with Christ even when we were dead in our transgressions, even while we was in the sin. It is by grace you have been saved. And that's what I'm talking about. It's by his grace. Can nobody say I helped her get there? Can nobody say I gave her advice? Can nobody say I sent her this way or that way? And that's how he meant for it to be. Understand? So nobody can say I helped her. See, some people think that when they did something to hurt you, they thought they was hurting. I'm telling you, see, God uses everybody. It was supposed to go that way, so that you, like myself, will rely on God and God alone, and watch him pull you through, and watch him do what everybody else in this world, in this universe, think they got the power to do. You hear me? Then nobody but my Father pulled me out of that muck and mire, out of those addictions, out of those withdrawals, out of all of that shit. Out of who? Come on, Spirit. Out of the death. Because death was right in my face on several times. Come on now. God, who is rich in mercy, made us alive with Christ, even when we were dead in our transgressions, even when we didn't even know, man. I mean, we knew we were dying. We knew we was sinking. We knew we was in the mud. We couldn't get out. We knew we was stuck on stupid. We knew it. But we still had to ask. We still had to ask. Come on, Spirit. It is by grace you have been saved, and God raised us up with Christ and seated us with him in the heavenly realms in Christ Jesus, in order that in the coming ages, like today, these ages, these times, not our father's times, not Jesus' times when he was born. We're talking about right now in these ages. All of that applies today. If you can see. in order that in the coming ages he might show the incomparable richness of his grace. I'm an example. Listen, I'm not saying do it the way I did it. I ain't trying to tell you that, right? But whatever you need to do for yourself, make that step 10-10. It's time. Listen, the cycle is over. You want to stay, you will. That's where you will perish. Expressed in his kindness to us in Christ Jesus. For it is by grace you have been saved, through faith, and this not from yourselves. It is a gift of God, not from yourselves. No man could do what God did for me. Not by works, so that no one can boast. Come on, Spirit. So that no one can boast. For we are God's workmanship, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. It was not for nothing. What you had to go through was not in vain. I understand that today. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to come and spread this. I didn't want to give you this. I didn't. You know why? Because of judgment. I'm sick of hearing it. My Father gave me every single gift I have, and I do not use it to harm another soul. Do you understand me? If you get caught in the crossfires of some truth that comes out my mouth, that's not my. It is what it is. This, I promise you, I didn't request this. I didn't request to be right here doing this. That wasn't where I saw myself. But here I am. I'm grateful. And if I don't, let me tell you another thing, right? Pay your tithes. You hear me? Pay your tithes. That's all I'm going to say. Pay your tithes. Because that was another thing that I had to go to my Father about, paying tithes. I pay my tithes. But I'm just saying, sometimes you want to, rob Peter to pay Paul. You want to rearrange. And I said, look, I can't cheat God. You can't cheat God. You can't cheat God, baby. Listen. You can't cheat God. You hear me? I'm telling you. If you're a believer, if you're walking in that way, you feeling me? Anyhow, that's what I wanted to share with y'all. That was the message, straight and to the point. That's my grandmother could say. Look, that was it. That was exactly it. Completely accurate and precise. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all, kicking it with me. I'll see y'all later with some mess. Bye. Deuces.